Oh, hi.
Hey guys, welcome back to Wellness at Home. This is Ian. In this video, I'm going to be discussing why journaling is going to help you with your anxiety. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you might know that I was diagnosed with severe anxiety a little while back, as well as PTSD. And both my wife, who journals regularly, and my therapist both told me to start journaling. And I'll go into the reasons why. But first, before we get into it, I wanted to let you know that if you enjoy content like this, you can help support the channel by simply hitting that like button and clicking the subscribe button. This shows YouTube that the content has some kind of value and will help the algorithm suggest similar content for you in the future. This maximizes the value that you get out of YouTube and will help push the material out to other viewers. So please go ahead and like and subscribe because it's completely free and everybody benefits. I truly appreciate it, guys, and with that said, let's get into the video. Yeah, so I recently started journaling. I was resistant to the idea of it for quite a while. I don't really know why, because it actually kind of makes sense in a way. For 20 years plus now, I've been a first responder. And when I've dealt with quite a traumatic or stressful scene, I have to write reports about it. And I used to look forward to actually going back to my workplace behind closed doors, sitting down, taking a breath and writing that report, like discussing everything that had happened and what I'd gone through. I felt it really lifted like a weight off the chest. It's like I was vomiting the words out onto the screen, typing on my computer there, and it really seemed to help. So the fact that I was resistant to journaling at home, don't really know why. Maybe it was because like writing about something, writing about my feelings, what I went through, maybe that felt like work. I'm not entirely sure. So my wife is very big into journaling. It's really helped her throughout the years. She's been doing it a long time now. She swears by it, and my therapist actually recommended it to me. So I thought, you know, why not? Let's just give it a go. So what I did was I just bought a really cheap lined paper book from dollar store, and yeah, I was away. So at first I wasn't sure what to write. So what I quickly learned was it really doesn't matter. You can just, anything that's on your mind, just write down. Whatever comes to your mind first, just get out onto that page. It doesn't matter what it is. And you find that as soon as you start just vomiting words out onto the page, it flows. And you'd be surprised what you can get written down. I've started doing this every morning and I found that it really helps me. So one of the first things I do is I'll write down my goals for the day. And they can be super minor. It can be, I want to do a yoga session today. Okay, so I'll set aside 15, 20, 25 minutes for a yoga session. So I'll write it down. It might be I'll go for a walk today. It could be I'll do a YouTube video today. It could be I want to give somebody a compliment today. So like when I went out grocery shopping one day last week, one of my goals that day was to give somebody a compliment. Don't know why, I just decided to do that. I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do for me and for whoever I was complimenting. And so what did I do? Because I'd written it down, I didn't want to fail myself. So in order for me to tick the little box at the end of the day, I needed to do it. So as I was coming out of the grocery store, I complimented somebody. And it made me feel good. I'm pretty sure it made them feel good. It could be do a nice deed for somebody. Can just be opening the door for somebody at the store. Yeah, it can be super simple. It could be read a chapter of a book today. It could be literally anything, like anything that you want to do in a day. Doesn't matter how big or small. Just make a little note, and then at the end of the day, you can just tick it off and then you feel great. Writing down goals is super important. It's like the great man Arnold Schwarzenegger is one of my heroes, don't judge. He says, without goals, we are just a ship without a rudder. We're going nowhere, right? So when you are intentional about what you want to get done in a day and you write those goals down, it kind of cements them in your mind a little bit. It gives you a guide for the day. It gives you waypoints to hit. If we just keep our goals up here, we'll forget them. And life gets in the way. We go to work, this happens, that happens, you have an emergency, and suddenly you forget what that goal is. So writing them down, super important. Any successful person in the world writes their goals down. When you look at some of the most successful people in history, they have goals that they want to achieve and they write their goals down. That's a very common practice I've noticed among very successful people. So why not start? And it doesn't have to be rocket science. It can just be something simple like I've mentioned. Another great benefit of journaling is that it slows your brain down. My therapist told me this. So our brain works way too fast most of the time, especially if we have like anxiety about something, or like me with my PTSD. My thoughts can sometimes spiral out of control and my brain goes to worst case scenario in an instant. Well, just recently I was having an episode where I thought the world was collapsing, things were going really bad, or so I thought. So I took a moment to journal in that time. And what that does is it really slows the brain down, because we can't write as fast as our brain can move. It's impossible. Our brains are super fast. So by writing it down, you are physically slowing yourself down, you're slowing your brain down, and getting everything out on paper. And so what I did was I just discussed to myself, I wrote down, like, why am I thinking like this? What is actually the worst case scenario here? Well, worst case scenario is this, this, and this. If that happens, will I be okay? Yes, I'll be just fine. And then I repeated it, like Bart Simpson doing lines on a chalkboard at school. I will be just fine. I will be just fine. I will be just fine. I will be. And you write it and you say it to yourself until you believe it, and suddenly you'll be just fine. And you don't have to write much at all in your journal. On my first day, I wrote like 10 pages because I didn't really know what I was doing, and I just vomited it all out, like I said, on the page. And then other days I might do 1, maybe 2 pages, not even. So we've discussed the fact that it's a great place to write your goals down and keep yourself accountable. It's a great way to slow your brain down and process your emotions and start rationalizing rather than getting caught up in your own thoughts. Other things you can do are write down positive affirmations for the day. Now this might sound a bit woo, and again, it's something I was resistant to, but once you start opening your mind to it, it can be quite a valuable thing. The whole fake it till you make it thing, it's true. So you can start writing in your book, I am successful in finance, in love, I am worthy of love, I am on a path to achieving this goal or that goal. And some days you might feel as though you're not, but if you actually write it down and then you see it on paper and then you verbalize it, that can be quite powerful. And then you can start to believe in your own words. You can maybe write down what you're grateful for every day. So I'm grateful for my house, I'm grateful for my wife, I'm grateful for my dog, like whatever. And that's a good way of just reminding yourself what's good in your life every single day. Write those things down every single day. Has quite a profound effect. I think you'll be surprised. If sometimes you don't have the greatest self-esteem in the world, one thing that might be a good exercise for you is writing down what you're proud of or what you like about yourself. Again, even if you're not very proud of yourself, again, fake it till you make it, right? Your first thing could be, I'm proud of myself for watching a video about journaling. I'm proud of myself for wanting to make myself better, to make myself feel better mentally. Then when you actually physically buy the book, I'm proud that I bought a cheap book from dollar store. I'm proud that I've started my journaling journey. Just repeat to yourself every day what you're proud of, what's going on that's good in your life. Because it's all too easy to focus on the negative, right? As soon as we start really focusing on the positive, that's when positive change can happen. So there are many benefits of journaling, guys. This is just a very quick video just detailing how I feel about starting journaling. I'm so glad that I did. My wife is a huge journaler, and she actually wrote a book called Just Be You by Emma Wood. And this is available on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. It's a book about journal prompts. There's 365 journal prompts, one for each day of the year, if you are stuck with what to write in journaling. So it's quite a valuable book. Check it out. Okay guys, so thank you for watching. With that said, if you enjoyed this content, if you found any value in it whatsoever, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future videos, and all the best. I'll see you in the next video.